Welcome back, friend. We are learning about AWS Developer tools, different tools, and here in this lecture, we're going to learn about CodeDeploy. So let's start. CodeDeploy is among the services on developer tools, Cloud9, Code Build, Code Commit, Code Pipeline, and CodeStar. We have written a code using Code Commit or using either the Cloud9. We can then deploy using the code build scripts are using code build, and now we are going to deploy with CodeDeploy. You can automate code deployments to maintain application uptime using a fully managed development service that is CodeDeploy to automate software development deployments to a variety of compute services such as EC2, Lambda, or on your on-premise servers. It makes it easier for you to rapidly release new features, help you avoid downtimes during application development, and handle the complexity of updating your applications. You can use code deploy to automate software development, eliminating the need for error-prone manual operations. You can scale up anytime you want for your deployment needs, or either using a single Lambda function to thousands of EC2 instances. It works in a fashion where we have a bit bucket, which could be used for deployment using code deploy, operating using various EC2 instances or Lambda functions. Here are huge benefits of using code deploy. We have automated deployment, so we don't need to worry about the software that we are using or uptime with infrastructure or different things. We have a centralized control to allow you to easily launch and track the status of your applications through the AWS Management Console or either using AWS CLI, whatever suits you better, the GUI or the command line interface. Code Deploy gives you a detailed report using CloudWatch you could have and monitoring tools with a dashboard, allowing you to view when and to where each application revisions were deployed. You can also create push notifications to receive live updates about your deployments. It has a minimized your downtime to maximize your application availability during the software deployment process. It is easy to adopt, uh, which is a platform and language agnostic work with an application. It provides the same experience whether you're deploying to Amazon EC2 or AWS Lambda. You can easily reuse your existing setup code. You can also integrate with your existing software, either a delivery tool chain using code pipeline, a GitHub, a Jenkins, or more. And there are various startups or corporations working out there and being benefited using this service, the code deploy. The examples are Smart News, Guild, Instacart, Bird, 3M, and Clicks Travel. The Smart News uses code deploy to support a software delivery pipeline that consists of numerous microservices such as news crawler, content extractor, image analyzer engine, and search engine. 3M can easily and quickly build their application environments and manage applications with the code deploy and code commit. Click Travel ensures zero downtime during deployment through rolling updates. Instacart uses to manage hundreds of deployments a day to ship their code to customer faster and more reliably, and different things. There could be more corporations or individuals working out there benefiting from the service. It is simply deployed in a scenario where we may have a developer team that may push their request on the GitHub or Git repository, which is being triggered using the code deploy and deployed via an EC2 instance or Lambda instance. It works. It is a part of a DevOps pipeline or in a software development life cycle, which may be in a certain format or model, being integrative development, integral enhancement, waterfall, built-in fix in different models, where we have a source, a build, staging, production, and different things. The production and staging is being done here with the code deploy. With the staging phase, the code is deployed to staging and the UI tested, and the production is deployed to the production environment. Again, it is a subset of a code pipeline that could be used. And the code pipeline we are going to learn in the coming lecture. We can get started with the code deploy using a simple two options. We get a sample deployment, which is being recommended for new AWS Code Deploy users to work with a default settings, or you can use the custom deployment where you have already created an instances and you know better about different configurations and settings. So we could move with either of the two options, or we can always choose to configure or edit our existing configurations. Then we can escape or other move with a walkthrough. Then we have a deployment environment as shown here. We have deployment details, the revisions, the location, the created, the description, and different things. We can have different instances running, we can have a progress, and so on. Then here we can have a different revision of the same document. Suppose we have to define first what we need to deploy. There could be different revisions of the same product, the revision 1, 2, or 3, say for an instance. Then we need to define at what rate to shift the traffic. We can have a deployment configurations for certain things. We can set up rules and different things. Then we need to define where to deploy. We can deploy using Lambda function or the EC2 or different instances as well. We can update Lambda function version anytime we want. Then we can use Jenkins as a tool for build and push to S3 and different testing environment. We can have developers writing a code on Git or GitHub or code commit. Then we can have a Jenkins to build and push to S3. Then we may have different environment setup like Java on S3 and a code deploy to deploy a website or different services or web services on a website. We can deploy various web or mobile services as well. Then here we have a demonstration of how it is working. The development phase, the production phase, and testing phase, we can check status of different cases. We may have different instances running out there. We can create different projects as well. So all these are covered under a single project called GitHub demo. And we can have different stages and instances running simultaneously on a single page. So we have a complete dashboard in our front page. Here is a different use case where it uses makes use of different tools on Amazon cloud. We may have GitHub applications to create a webhook using the API gateway. API gateway uses a tool where we can send or post or get a request on a web server or website, which may use an instance of Lambda, which may trigger a certain event using the code build and create an artifact or storage using the S3, which can again use the code deploy for deployment of artifact to and from S3. Then we have a different, say, production environment in Oregon or US West and the South America. South Pole. We have a development machine and a production machine in US and a development machine, another development machine placed in South America. And we can have the code deploy integrating all these environments simultaneously together. We may have our development tools, development team working from throughout the globe located in different countries, and we can easily collaborate together in the cloud where people can build and deploy their environments. Then we can have a multiple agents and instances running simultaneously and working on a auto scaling model using EC2. Then with the code deploy, we can have a deployment management logic and a deployment metadata together working for the development machine and the repositories. Then we could also integrate with other cloud vendors like Bamboo Agent and different tools. So this was a brief introduction about the code deploy. We can create a different instances, try giving it a demo or try making an instance out of there. If you are a person from DevOps and developer operations and testing, you need to be more familiar with these things. Try to choose from different options. And if you have any trouble, you can always check the updates and new features coming out there from the documents on the Amazon cloud. We are going to learn more. Till then, keep learning and keep moving ahead.